Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to talk about why we need to use prompts or even have a prompt journal. And like this art journal page, prompts give us that idea, and it all starts with an idea. So I am working in my Playing with Prompts book. This is a composition book, and I'm using my Pick a Prompt cards, and I'm following the prompt light bulb. And I picked that because I had sourced out this light bulb, and I just thought it went together. I brainstormed quotes, ideas, composition, and wrote down in my book. And now I'm ready to act. I want to create my art journal page. Like I said, a prompt gives you a starting point. Sometimes we are stuck. Sometimes we don't know what we want to create. We're lacking inspiration, and a prompt can override that and get us moving in that forward motion. And once in motion, we can continue in motion. Here's another way to just prompt that. Just start putting stuff down. Grunge it up. Here I am stamping. I'm using this texture plate from Caravel Studios and rubbing black acrylic paint on it, brayering that on and stamping. I don't know whether this is going to be seen at the end. At this point, I'm just continuing in that forward motion. I know I'm going to use a light bulb. One of the quotes that I have. Now I'm just going through the motion. Stamp, stencil, add texture, add color. Now, as I said, this is a composition book. It is inexpensive. It is not precious. And I deliberately set up my prompt journal for that because along with the prompts, I want to take chances. I want to experiment. I want to try new things. And if it's inexpensive, not precious, I'm more likely to risk it. It doesn't have to turn out into be a great art journal page or a piece of art that I'm hanging on the wall. So using a prompt journal dedicated like this is a secondary step that you can. But if you don't have a prompt journal, you could use the prompts with any art journal book that you have. So what you see me doing here is I'm picking colors, and I started with light blue permanent and bright aqua, and I was thinking I'm going blue tones, but then I thought, hey, what would happen if I added purple? And then the blue didn't seem to work. Again, this is where I'm experimenting. When you are doing prompts like my 100-day or 100 pick a prompts pack, which by the way is a digital download that you can purchase at NINNYSNAPKINS.com. There are 100 prompts in there, so lots of starting ideas. But that also gives you ideas for setting up a prompt journal, how to use those prompts in different ways to become more creative, to challenge yourself. So here I'm adding that purple, and I pretty much went over all the areas of the light blue permanent with the bright aqua. And I'm just layering this up. I'm loving the cloudy effect that's happening here. Although I do at the back of my mind thinking, okay, I want a light bulb. That's yellow. How's that going to work? Is my focal point? Don't worry about it. Figure it out as you go. I am just simply adding those layers. And here now I'm going to stencil. I did some stamping. I grabbed this stencil. I'm grabbing the purple, and I'm putting some of the purple stenciling over top of the areas primarily that are covered with the bright aqua. I'm thinking, well, this stencil might be a little larger than I wanted. I'm not happy that it's kind of pushed back the black stamping that I did because I really like that. But again, push forward. Don't stop. Forward motion. Prompt journal, especially if it's a theme, might have you explore different ways to show that prompt. Here, I went very literal, a quote about light or ideas, and, literally I'm gluing down a light bulb. But sometimes when you're brainstorming, like I did on that opposite page, As long as you have a connection to the prompt, it's right. It doesn't have to necessarily be a literal one. It can be a design feature. It can be very abstract. So I like the way I've set up my prompt journal where I brainstorm those ideas. So some days I'm sitting there and I don't know what to create. I just kind of, okay, brainstorm ideas for a light bulb, for a wheat field, for this. What have I come up with? I might search for quotes. Now, I really like that black stamping that I did initially with this texture plate. And now that my page is getting darker and I've changed kind of the colors, I'm adding back some of this stamping, this grunge, beautiful stamping with white acrylic paint. Now, some of that black one, you still see it in the final thing. So now I've got two layers of it, one in white, one in black, and I really like that. Oh, this texture plate has been in my stash for a very long time, and I recently found it and decided I got to use it, but oh, I'm in love with it. It hasn't left my desk, and you're going to see it in a few videos here. So sometimes doing prompts might get you to use something that you forgot you had or you haven't used for a while. Now, this off this texture plate, I do take time to wash off that acrylic paint. I want to keep my stamp, my texture plate, my, free of acrylic paint. And you do need to take that time. So I'm loving what's happened here. It's grungy, it's good. It's a little different color scheme than where I thought I was going, but I'm embracing that. And now I'm going to take my angle brush and shade around it. So do you use prompts? And why? Why do you use prompts? A lot of times people use prompts to participate. They follow the prompts in a challenge that somebody's posted on Facebook or YouTube. I have done that as well, although I tend to make rules for myself. I don't worry about having to make sure do every prompt. If the prompt doesn't speak to me, I take full leeway and omit it. I don't need to do it. If it just isn't who I am or what I enjoy, or I'll take liberties and, make it very abstract. With prompt challenges, I also, they say, create every day. Well, if that doesn't work in my schedule, I might say, you know what, I'm going to create 2 times a week. I'm going to set the limits for myself. Now, what you see me doing here was a bit of a bold move, a bit of an experimentation. I grabbed the stencil butter in Sunshine, which is that yellow color. Again, that was because I had that light bulb and it had the yellow in it. And I'm stenciling through this stencil that I picked because it just seemed to go well with light and shimmer. Now, stencil butters, if you're not familiar, are like modeling paste, a little thinner, but can be used exactly the same as modeling paste, but they have this pearl session. Now, why yellow? Yellow is right across from that purple, and it just works so well. And because I put it in 3 areas, I basically set off my focal image, which was kind of floating before. I looked at the quotes that I had and I picked one of them, got on my Word, um, and typed it out. It starts with an idea, which is why we really use prompts because we're looking for inspiration. We're looking for an idea. We're looking for that starter. So once I decide with the font or the sentiment, I am gluing down the focal image, this magazine picture, and the quote. And I'm putting some of the words on one side and some on the other to have your eye go across and fill the space. Now, that light bulb, it was for whatever ad that it was for. I wanted it all yellow, so I grabbed some of my yellow paint and I'm painting over it. But I'm realizing that that center line there that they did for whatever ad they were doing is kind of bothering me. It didn't get pushed back as much as I wanted because the paint wasn't very opaque. So I'm grabbing some white gesso and painting over that, hoping to just kind of knock that back and get rid of that. Because no matter what the magazine picture is, you can always tweak the colors, you can always use some gesso, cover it up, and put a coat of paint and make it fit your page. So another reason we use a prompt journal is to challenge ourselves. That is how we grow as artists, by taking challenges, by taking risks. So if by having a prompt journal, I am more likely to take risk because it's an inexpensive composition book, then I'm the winner. So here I'm just adding a little bit more gesso. That center line was very predominant, so it took a couple layers of paint for me to neutralize it. And then I end up coming back and using not the bright yellow, but the Naples yellow that I have that I thought looked a little better. And I've got, several shades of yellow on that light bulb. Now, you don't have a magazine picture for light bulb. You can go on to coloring things. Look for free printables light bulb that you can find and print off and use. Now here I've grabbed some silver and I'm just painting the base of the light bulb with the silver paint. Just adding a little bit more shine. You really can't pick that up on the video here, but in real life, it makes a difference. I really love how that stencil butter just kind of shines and twinkles through there. It just adds so much. That's another product that I have, and I always hesitate to use it, but lately again, I've dug it out from my stash and I'm determined to use it and experiment with it and learn how to use it properly. Now here I am shading around the light bulb. I want it to stand out a little bit more from the background. So I'm just giving it a bit of shading. And then I'm using some darker yellow oxide and shading on the inside of the light bulb and just adding a little bit of highlights and lowlights on that light bulb so it doesn't look so flat. Grab my black Posca pen. I'm just outlining my sentiment. This just again makes it stand out, gives it a little bit more weight. It's all part of that finishing steps. And there we have the finished page. It all started with an idea. So again, if you're looking for prompts, please check out NINNYSNAPKINS.com. I'll link the 100 pickup prompts. And I believe you can even get stencil butter at Ninny's Napkins. So go check it out. Until next time, go get creative.